Hi Aquarius, I'm back to do a zodiac pick a card reading for each zodiac sign. Starting off with pile number 1, which is the Tarot of the Divine. And then we have pile number 2, which is the Hermetic Tarot. So I'll give you guys just a second to pick which deck you want to choose. If you guys need longer to decide, you can go right ahead and pause the video. All right, for my pile number 1, the Aquariuses that have chosen this pile, what changes are coming your guys' way? It's coming in for my Aquariuses for some. We have the 10 of Coins, the 2 of Swords, the 7 of Coins, we have the Magician, we have the 3 of Cups, we have the Page of Swords, I feel like some of you guys are being more focused on family life or where you're currently living, like your stability, your home life. 8 of Wands. We have the 6 of Wands, Strength card, the 4 of Swords, the Empress, the Page of Coins, and the 7 of Wands. I feel like at this time, some of you guys are going to be paying attention to what is valuable in your life, what you feel like isn't, like what's no longer serving you. Some of you guys want to a lot of you guys are focused on your family life at the time, but there's decisions that you're trying to make. For some of you, where you're living, there's something about feels like that 10 of Coins feels like some of your resources are being drained. Let's start clarifying here. Some of you guys are in the process of deciding on trying something different, something new, something that's kind of like a lot of people right now are trying to get out of their comfort zones. I feel like a lot of you guys don't feel like you really have, like you're chasing other things that you think will make you happy. Some of you guys are worried about where you're going to be living or about your family life. And I feel a lot of you guys are trying to let go of situations that you know are hindering you at this time. Some of you are staying committed to wanting some of you do not want to budge or leave something that you have invested your time into. A lot of you guys feel like you can't manifest things alone, and you're up in your head about it a lot. A lot of you guys are asking other people for their advice and opinions, which people are giving you those advice, and the time when you have time to think about it, you might even decide to take that action and then realize that their advice was bad or that it backfired on you in some way. But there is a part of you that is almost suppressing what you know you want to do with your life. I feel like a lot of you guys are looking for other people to fulfill a need that you feel you're lacking. And I feel that it has to do with you and who you are inside of yourself. So I feel like you're surrounding yourself with people that are supportive or people that might want to be there for you, but in a way they are hindering your growth because, and it's not that they're bad, it's not like you need to get rid of these people, but I feel like you have this tendency of asking people for advice, or you listen to what other people are saying and then you agree with them when really, in reality, that's not what your really belief, that's not your real belief is. So sometimes you have a tendency of going with the flow with others or not wanting to make that wave. Sometimes you're like, what I'm getting is too agreeable. Because it's, you go back from, I want people to like me, but I also want to be myself. But you're afraid of being yourself because you're afraid that it might go against other people. And there's like this need to go in and ask why that is. Because I guarantee you the first answer that you come up with is a more shallow answer to that question. And then I feel like you need to keep peeling back those layers till you find the root cause of why you actually do it. I think one of the issues that some of you guys are having was that you would gloss over this issue, or you would just use other people to avoid making the tough decisions for yourself, or even to have your own thoughts and opinions. A lot of you guys, you have a lot of thoughts and you have a lot of opinions, but you're too afraid to voice them out because you're afraid of how other people are going to perceive that side of you or the beliefs that you hold. And so a lot of your decisions that you make in life are based off of what other people want for you or what other people will think would be good for you. And so now you kind of have yourself stuck into this life where you're not sure if what you can, it's almost like you have suppressed your beliefs or you've suppressed parts of yourself just to fit in with other people that a part of you doesn't feel like you're ever going to find that happiness. And so you're trying to seek it from others, or you're trying to seek it from other external sources from you, because you cut off to the part of you that you feel is really connected, that nourishes you. I like how the Six of Wands are in the reverse, but the Six of Wands are in the upright. It's like you have what it takes internally to resolve the external. Some of you guys are so focused on the external not going right. Everything around you isn't going the way you want it to, but it's also needing to let go of that control and that expecting that things are going to just magically change for you, or that things are going to just shift out of nowhere. It's like you're going to have to take on that responsibility with yourself to do the healing and to do that work, because you're the only one that has stifled that voice inside of you for so long, and you're the only one that can get it back, right? So it's like you're having to take that time. Some of you guys are waiting for people to give you the love or the appreciation that you feel you need. And you feel like if you can tell people what they want to hear, then you're able to get the emotions that you need, that you're able to get your needs met. And I feel like you do that in a way where you might not even be conscious that you're going around your own feelings or your own beliefs just to get a need met. So you might be like manipulating people or saying certain things without even realizing that you're impeding on another person, or that they're doing that to you, because there is this sense that you need something, or this sense of lack that you feel only others can provide for you. A lot of you guys don't believe that you have the ability to change, or to change the circumstances, or to grow without it being hard work. It's like some of you guys believe that in order for you to move forward, it's going to be difficult for you to let go emotionally, to let go of, and then to actually have to work towards that. A lot of you guys are not happy where you're living currently, or you're not happy with your family situation. And I think for a lot of you guys, you know that it's almost like your family could have been telling you, like, oh, don't say that to people, or don't think this way, or like people have always put down your thoughts and your beliefs so many times that you don't feel like it is safe for you to have those thoughts and beliefs. And so it's starting to cause you, like I said, to shut down that part of yourself. So you're not being as authentic as you could be, which I feel like is attracting people and circumstances into your life that is almost forcing you to have to, it's like every time you try to find somebody to fill this void inside of you, it's like nobody can fulfill that for you. Only you can do that for yourself. So a lot of you guys had that habit of looking externally around you and not so much what's going on inside, because the part of you that, it almost feels like that fight, you know how you have that fight, flight, and freeze response, right? It's like you guys had the flight response. You want to run away. So it feels like for a lot of you guys, you don't want to fight. You don't want to have confrontation. So a lot of you guys, you are willing to agree with people, go, move to the next thing, because you're paying attention to everything around you. So there's kind of this anxious energy that I feel, and it's like there's like some kind of core need that you feel is not getting met, and it's like you can't seem to get it met by anyone around you, and it's because it's something that you are lacking inherently inside yourself, which I feel was that part of you that you suppressed, the part of you that had ideas, the part of you that has their own opinion, their own perspective of life. That part of you was taught at a young age that it wasn't valid, or that you're not smart, or that who are you to think that you can do that, or so it's like you suppressed that part of you. And that's what I think is changing for you guys at this time, is learning that you have a higher perspective, and you have a perspective that other people don't have. And so just because other people cannot acknowledge it doesn't mean that it's not something that you can't achieve or do. So I feel like a lot of you guys, you've let down your dreams, you put down a lot of things because you get it on your head about how others are going to judge you and perceive you. And you worry about, again, there's this sense of worrying and not liking where you're living, not liking where you are in life at this time. So let's pull some karma cards and see what is happening for my Aquariuses. What karma is my Aquarius going through, or what is just being highlighted for them? So we have the third house. I feel like, again, the third house is the environment around you. It's like your small town. It's people that you see every day, friends, siblings, your ideas, and ways that it's like your daily routines are going to start getting changed. Because I feel for a lot of you guys, when you start putting into action, and as I say that, then the Mars card pops up, you're going to find that you're going to be able to assert yourself easier into life. Because I feel like that's what's kind of happening for every single sign, is every sign is stepping into some form of power. Every person is going through some kind of way of being able to put themselves more out there. And I feel like that is what is being called for everybody at this time. And so for a lot of you guys, it's like we even have Sagittarius, which is interesting because it's like, what is your true philosophy in life? What is it that makes you happy and passionate? I feel like a lot of you guys, when you hear people and they talk really passionate, it's like a part of you gets mesmerized and you wish to have that quality, that charisma. But a lot of that is already inside of you, Aquarius, because I think you've been so used to people not listening to you or not taking account your beliefs, your considerations, what it is, how you even view the world. A lot of people don't see how unique it is, don't see what there is to offer because you don't see it in yourself. So it's like when you go out and around your friends, you'll realize that a lot of people around you, they might listen to you, but they don't understand what you're saying, or they don't retain it, or they don't seem interested, or it's almost like you feel like you have to agree with them in order to be liked or in order to be seen. But that's actually what's keeping you from not being seen. That's what's keeping you from not being unique, is because you have something to offer people, which I feel like is a key factor here, which I feel has a lot to do. And I keep getting just drawn back to that Page of Swords, because we have the Page of Swords twice. And I feel like, again, you're just not trusting yourself. You're not trusting what you believe, but externally you're agreeing with everybody and, oh yeah, but really you know that you are stifling your own creative thoughts and who you are as a person. So we have Mercury here, which again, guys, Mercury is all about communication. I feel like a lot of you guys need to work on your throat chakra or work on how you communicate with others, because I feel like a lot of you guys can analyze a lot of situations and things that are around you, and you can see things that other people can't. I feel like a lot of you guys might be actually really good at problem solving, but the issue that you have is every time you try to bring that up, it's almost like in your head, you automatically assume, oh, I'm already stupid, or nobody's gonna listen to me. It's like that not being heard. So for a lot of my Aquariuses, you guys have not been heard most of your lives, and that is kind of what is changing, because I feel like what is leading you down is you're dealing with situations and things that keep coming up in your life that's changing you to hear yourself. when you listen to other people's advice and you follow that advice, it ends up going badly for you. And it's like the universe is saying, okay, did you learn your lesson? And then you didn't, so you did it again and again. And it's almost like you're now coming to that point where you're realizing maybe other people don't know what they're talking about, or maybe they have a different life or circumstances or a belief that I don't have. Maybe they don't see the vision that I have. These people are doing something completely different than what I want to do. So why am I asking them for advice? It's like the people that you were asking for advice were the wrong types of people. You need to surround yourself with the types of people that you want to become and start to learn from them, but also be able to voice your own opinions. And I feel like that is what's happening right now. Is it's almost like you're learning that it is okay for you to voice how you're feeling at this time, instead of being afraid that other people are going to dislike you or not want to be around you. You don't need to huddle. You don't need to hide from that. And I feel like that is something that is kind of coming up for you guys, is realizing that you don't need to, that it's okay for you to voice how you're feeling currently, and you don't have to change for other people, because other people do not have the perspective that you've had, and nobody hasn't been the way that you've been. They haven't had your life experiences. They haven't gone through the things that you have gone through. And because of that, it has led a lot of you guys to this part of you that feels like you're not capable of, like you don't feel worthy of being heard, and you don't feel capable of being seen. And taking those actions, especially with that third house too. I feel like for a lot of you, you could have had, like, if you have siblings, they also could have been the type of people that would have made fun of your beliefs or call you stupid. Some of you guys could be the youngest or a middle child, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. And you just feel like nobody ever took you seriously. And I feel like that is what is changing in your life, because once you stop looking externally for validation or other people to acknowledge what you have to say, you first have to understand what it is that you are even saying. Because I feel like for some of you guys, you might even be regurgitating things that you've learned from other people, or you're just not realizing that your belief is not who you are. So it's like you have to go through your life and realize, is this who I am? What have I been suppressing? What do I really want to say? And learn to become that. So when somebody says something, oh, do you want to go out and have dinner? Let's go to this restaurant. Something simple like that. And you could stop and say, oh, that sounds great, but I actually am not in the mood for that. What do you think about this? And instead of saying, because a lot of you would have just been like, oh, okay, even though you're not in the mood for that food. I feel like a lot of you guys will start to voice, actually, this sounds good to me. What do you think? Putting your opinion out there, voicing what you are feeling and thinking, and that is going to drastically shift and change the direction that your life is going in, which I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're not in a state where you want to be, and I feel like you're going to be able to get to that point. It just takes you to learn what it is that is right for you. I feel like you're just looking around, seeing and wanting other people to validate you, and a lot of you guys are needing to validate yourself, or when you talk, a lot of people will talk over you, or like I said, not pay attention to you, and you feel like you're not being really heard. And I just keep getting the sense that it's not necessarily the company you keep. I feel it's just you give off that energy, and everyone is subconsciously picking up what you're feeling, that you're not so sure about yourself. You're not so ready to go out there. You're not sure about this opinion, so it's like you just agree with that person. And so people are seeing that, and they're like, oh. And so energetically or subconsciously, they're picking up on it. So they're mirroring back to you how you're feeling, but you're not aware, and they're not aware that that is probably what is happening. So let's start pulling the last cards here, the Chakra Insight Oracle cards, just to see what needs to be healed or what is currently going on with you at this time. So I feel like there's going to be some major clarity or something that is going to come into your life that you're going to have to stop and pause and say to yourself, how do I feel about this? What is my thoughts about this? Instead of looking around for other people's opinions and then go with that, right? And I don't think that a lot of you guys, and it's not like bad that you guys have had this habit. I think for a lot of you, it's a safety. It was a safety mechanism that you had to have had at a young age, because going against, say, a parent or going against a sibling or somebody was dangerous. So you are afraid to become that assertive again because you're afraid that you're going to repeat that. So in a way, that is kind of what I feel like is blocking you. Yeah, see, family. We have coming together, belonging. A lot of you guys felt like you didn't belong in your family. You felt like you were not being seen or heard. There's this huge block that is circling around family and your sexuality, how you communicate with other people. So a lot of people are not aware of this, but your charisma comes from your sacral chakra. It is the expressive side of yourself. And your sexuality is not only an imprint of that uniqueness of who you are, but it's also helps you with that connecting with others, communicating with others, and being able to be fun and playful and be able to communicate in a way like that. And I feel like your family could have been blocking and hindering that. And it's like you're needing to find that emotional balance so that you can be grounded in yourself again. And I feel like that is what is kind of coming through for a lot of my Aquariuses. And I'm excited because I feel like this is going to be a big shift, a game changer for who you are and moving forward. And so, here we go again with that emotional balance. You're going to come more into harmony with yourself. You're not going to be fighting yourself as much. You're not going to be worried. I feel like you've been lacking in low self-esteem, right? Because the way we talk to ourselves determines our self-worth, our self-esteem, and it's all about ourself. Nobody else can, only us can truly impact our self-esteem, but others can influence it if we take in that what they're saying and then believe it. And so I feel like a lot of you guys believe that what you had to say, who you are as a person, is not important, and you've had to squash that part of you down, and now it's having that self-esteem to know that you can have that you deserve to insert yourself, that you have the right to voice what you believe, right? It's like having that freedom of speech. You have the right to have your own opinion just like everyone else. Nobody else needs to change your opinion. No one else needs to force you to think differently, and you don't need to do the same to them. Everyone deserves to have that equal respect. And I feel like that should just be a boundary that everybody should just have, right? That we should just respect other people's beliefs and circumstances. We're not in their life. We don't understand what they go through every day. We don't know their inner struggles as well as their outer struggles. So it's like, for a lot of you guys, what has been stifling you is choices, right? Because if you suppress what you are truly feeling and not projecting that or communicating that to the world, you're having a difficult time making decisions and choices because you're afraid of how others are going to judge or perceive you. So there's this sense of afraid of making a mistake, afraid that others will judge you. And I feel like that is something that is hindering you in your heart chakra, because I feel like some of you guys might have been judged or felt like you were going to be abandoned. There's this sense of rejection and this victimization that you could have felt as a child, and all of that is needing to be healed, which I feel like that's kind of what life circumstances is doing. It's directing a lot of my Aquariuses to making these changes in your life, which is going to be shifting the way that you communicate with everyone else around you, and even the choices that you're leading up, because I feel like you're not making healthy choices for yourself, you're making choices for others, and I think that is coming to an end for my Aquariuses. Yeah, see, desires are being blocked with your choices. So it's like when like I said, like when you want to go out and do something, what is that desire? What is that you want? And I feel like that is what's blocking you as well, is the choice that you're making is for other people, and you're not getting the benefits or the desire that you can be getting for yourself. It's like there are goals and there's things that your soul needs on this plane of existence to be fulfilled in order for you to feel whole, in order for you to feel like you are here having a purpose in life. The thing of it is a lot of people, we're afraid because we're afraid that we might not have a purpose, that life has no meaning, but life is the meaning that you give it. Life is the purpose that you decide is for you. And so for a lot of you guys, that's what's needing to be healed. And that's that root chakra or the base chakra. That is what is currently out of balance. And that is what's messing you up. It's whatever has taken place in your family where you felt it was unsafe and you feel like your needs was not getting met or not getting heard. And because of that, there is this core wound that you have inside of yourself that wants to be validated, that needs to be loved, that needs to be understood, and only you can give that to yourself. And once you give that to yourself, then all of a sudden other people are going to be able to give that to you. We also have that third eye. So I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be becoming more in tuned with those around you and yourself, because once you start to open up and speak your mind, speak your truth, a lot of the illusions and a lot of the denial and other things that you have had that was blocking your vision from making choices and taking action is going to be resolved. Things are going to start becoming a little easier for you. You're not going to be as confused. You're going to be able to find that joy again, to be able to tap back into that side of you that's playful, that's charismatic, that's fun, and that is in life and living again, right? And so that's what I have for my Aquariuses. I hope that this helped you and resonated for you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Every little thing helps me. So thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Hi Aquarius, those of you who chose pile 2. What changes are coming your guys' way? I put those back. Changes are coming my Aquarius this way. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Ten of Wands, I think some of my Aquariuses have been feeling disappointed. Ten of Cups. It seems like something didn't pan out the way you wanted it to. You feel kind of blocked emotionally. And moving forward, when we start to feel like disappointment, a lot of the times we will start feeling loss, sadness, frustration, like betrayal or a lack of something. And when we get our expectations too high, or we expect things are going to pan out a certain way, and when they don't, we become very disappointed because the reality doesn't match the faith or the hope that we had, and also the way that we believed or we thought the outcome should end up being. And I feel like that is something that is taking place for a lot of you guys. The King of Wands, the Ten of Swords, the Four of Wands. It looks like a lot of things are kind of coming into completion now. I see 3 tens on the board. Queen of Cups. Princess of Swords, the Blasted Tower, and the Four of Cups. Followed at the bottom of the deck, the Seven of Pentacles. Also, guys, I am sick, so sorry if my voice gives out, or, you know, I'm just doing what I can here. Yeah, it feels like you guys have come across some kind of disappointment that is, it kind of made you feel like you didn't expect that to happen. It threw you off because a part of you felt kind of sure in whatever this endeavor was going to be, or whatever this was for you, Aquarius. And I'm getting the sense that with that Queen of Swords, it almost felt like this, you didn't expect, like some of you guys maybe could have felt rejected, or could have felt used or taken advantage of in a situation. A lot of you didn't really feel understood. But for a lot of you guys, one of the reasons why I feel this had to happen was because this was something that was weighing on you for a while, and after it all said and done, it almost like, well, now you have more of an understanding. I also get the feeling that a lot of my Aquariuses were trying to seek external sources to fulfill something that you feel you've lost inside of yourself. For some of you guys, it is a sense of passion in your life, something that you can be proud of to create. I kind of get this feeling that a lot of you have felt very stagnant in your life. You've tried to stay optimistic and you try to do what you can in the moments, but there's this part of you that feels like you can't create the stuff that you want in your life. And for some of you guys, you might even see other people going ahead of you or being faster than you in life. It feels like you're kind of left behind, which I think is causing further disappointment in your life. And disappointment can be a very stifling thing, because when you've been disappointed so many times, you start to say, well, what's the point? And you don't really want to make decisions in your life. You feel like you're not even in control because you can't control other people. You can't control certain outcomes. And a part of you have felt like there's really no point in even trying if you're not going to succeed anyways. If what you are trying to go for isn't going to be able to be created or go out the way you were hoping. And so a lot of my Aquariuses, maybe you are afraid to really change things up in your life because of this disappointment. And some of you maybe have given up hope on certain outcomes with people, or even in yourself. There is this part of you that feels like you can't heal this on your own, or you don't want to feel alone. And there's something there that I feel has been rejected, because a lot of times disappointment goes side by side with betrayal or rejection. And for some of you guys, you've experienced both in your life that has caused you guys to withdraw or to play it more safe for yourself, because you are afraid that if you invest into something or if you put your all into something, that it's not going to work out the way you want, that you're afraid that it's just going to fall apart, and that you're going to miss out on something wonderful, or that you're going to lose something important that you feel that you have taken time to build. So let's get some clarifiers here. We have the Queen of Cups and the Page of Wands. Judgment. I feel like a lot of you guys misjudged the situation, or I'm also getting that you could have taken things very personally. I think a lot of you guys beat yourselves up a lot. And because you beat yourselves up a lot, it causes further disappointment in the long run. It's kind of like this really vicious cycle that comes through because there's this lack of sense of clarity in your life due to this cloud of disappointment, and then the story that you tell yourself about that disappointment is what's keeping you trapped. And so it's working on that root and your sacral chakra. It's working on that energy of feeling stuck, because a lot of times when we feel disappointed, we start to become stuck and we start to grow stagnant in our lives because there's this misdirection, because we believed something needed to work out one way when really in actuality, reality had a different idea. It's not what you were thinking it was going to be. And because of that, it causes us to doubt ourselves. It causes us to withdraw from people, to be afraid to go after the things that we want. And so I feel that for a lot of you guys, this is what's going to be shifting in your life. It's also the way that you view the world, too. If you come from a lens of what's the point of even attempting or trying because it's going to fail, or, you know, I can't heal this on my own. There's this also the sense of not having faith in yourself here, not trusting that you can do things on your own, even. If there's like this part of you that has that wound of disappointment that has been perpetuated so many times throughout your life, that you're seeking for other people to not make you feel rejected, not make you feel abandoned or betrayed. It's like you're trying to find that, but you're trying to find it in other people, but you've rejected yourself. You've abandoned yourself. So how can others get rid of that feeling for you or help you in that capacity when you're the one that's perpetuating your own suffering or your own misery? And it's not that it's your fault or really anyone's fault. It's just a lot of times we were taught that at a young age, and if we didn't get the tools to properly process complicated emotions like grief and disappointment and other things, it starts to form really bad behaviors and personality traits over time that we can fix in ourselves because we were the ones that put them there so that we could kind of cope with whatever wherever we were, where we were born or raised, or the people that took care of us. If we were taught that, you know, you can't voice your disappointment to other people because you felt let down and they would get angry at you, then you were taught that, okay, I need to suppress that, or, you know, there's different things. So for a lot of you guys, that has been what's happening, is you were taught at a young age to kind of just accept the disappointment and put on like a happy face. You can't be sad, or you can't show certain emotions. And I feel like that's what's keeping you guys stuck from creating the things that would actually bring you joy, that would actually make you want to wake up in the morning. For some of you guys, you have felt like you've lost that sense of passion inside of yourself, and you're trying to regain it, but you're trying to regain it back from people that can't give it to you. And that is something that I think is changing in a lot of my Aquarius's life, is that right now, currently, you're going through these emotional, it feels kind of like desperation and hopelessness, where you're trying to find ways to, it's almost like get back to the surface. You feel like you're kind of drowning in your own loss, your own sadness, your own disappointment, and how, for some of you guys, you have this
misconception that the world is so cruel. And don't get me wrong, the world has its moments of being cruel and having its own hardships, but you're viewing it out of this sense of it's like you're tied to a belief, you're tied to an idea that nothing will ever work out for you. It's almost like the game is so rigged against you that you can't get out of that. So you feel so trapped, you feel so stuck. And it's because of, from a young age, it's the sense of needing to reject your parts of yourself, needing to abandon parts of yourself, like having this hope and belief that somebody's going to do something for us or show us some form of love, and then not getting reciprocated or not having that to us, and then having that impacting all of our relationships moving forward. And so a lot of you guys, you're going through this in the moment where you're noticing that people might be more distant, or you're not getting the appraise or the love that you're seeking from others. And it's because you're needing to take that time to find that side of yourself, that part of you that you have rejected. Because for some of you guys, there's this part of you that felt that you were not worthy of being seen, and you are not worthy. It's almost like you were put down so many times for your gifts and your talents that it's almost like you've lost that sense of gift and talent, where you don't even really know what, a lot of you guys don't even know your purpose or your talents or your gifts. And I believe our purpose is not set in stone. I think our purpose is what we find that we can help others with, that we enjoy doing. I feel like that is our purpose. So it's following our emotions and following our mind, heart, and our gut. It's like following all of it and understanding that we have to navigate this world through touch, seeing, sight, and everything else. But those beliefs, the thoughts we have, the emotions we have, are not us. They're just byproducts of our environment that we use to kind of communicate with ourselves. And so I feel like for a lot of you guys, you've lost that sense of communication with yourself, and you're trying to find it through others. You're trying to have other people help you find that side of yourself, but that side of yourself is only where it's only you can find that side of you. No one else can do it for you. We can just reflect back what maybe the issue would be, but we won't be able to truly help you. We can assist, but we can't really help. And so I feel like that's kind of where some of you guys are, is you feel like you're struggling, and you feel like you want to create something so badly, and that I feel like a lot of you guys have you don't know really what is blocking you or what is keeping you stuck too. It's like this, again, the state of confusion, feeling trapped in these beliefs, these stories that you tell yourself. And that's what's chaining you guys down. And I feel a lot of you have a lot to offer in the world, but needing to figure out what that is for you. So I'm going to pull some karma cards real quick. But a lot of you guys just really want to feel stable, and you just want to be able to feel alive again. I think some of you guys feel like you're going through the motions, but you're not really experiencing life at its fullest. And there's that part of you that's really trying to heal that. But again, you're trying to heal that from almost like trying to pull others in to get that need met. But that need is only able to be met inside yourself first before others can meet that for you externally. And so it's having to be honest that maybe you haven't fully invested in things, and maybe you've abandoned parts of yourself that it's almost like you've denied some kind of gift that you have inside of yourself that actually made you very happy as a child. And it's almost like you've kind of ignored that part of you. You beat that side of yourself so down that you haven't invested in the things that would really have made you happy, that would really make you enjoy yourself, that would bring joy to others. And so that I feel like that's that sense of where you think you're lacking in, and you're wanting to be able to bring that back, but it's having to find that inside of yourself. So we have here Taurus, resources, productivity, right? So I feel like a lot of you guys, you're trying to find that way of being practical, finding what is good for you, what is right for you. I feel a lot of you guys have been in that Piscean energy where you just been kind of going with the flow. You've been kind of agreeing with people. You've been kind of going and doing the things that you think will make others happy. But at the end, it's like you're not seeing the results in the physical. You're not seeing what it is that you can actually create. And I feel like that's what's coming in for you guys. That's the change. And I feel like that Taurus is highly linked with that blasted tower. I believe that a lot of this foundation and a lot of the things that are kind of coming down out of your life, is actually bringing you to be more practical and to find what will make you actually happier, what will fulfill you in the long run. We have the South Node. So a lot of you guys have had a lot of anxiety wanting to go after something specifically. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, for some of you, you believe it's a person, and for others of you, it's more than that. It really is more than that. I feel like whatever you think you're trying to get after, it's already something, because the reason I say, okay, sorry, it's like my mind goes a mile a minute. My mouth cannot keep up. Okay, so your South Node is your comfort zone. And I feel for a lot of you guys, this is something that has, what you're trying to go after, it's still kind of out of your comfort zone a little, but it's not getting to the root of the issue. It's not getting you where you need to be. There's this part of you that feels like if I can get this person, or if I could get this job, or if I could get this external thing out there in front of me, then I will be happy, or I will find that sense of me again. And that's what's kind of been messing you guys up. We have Uranus. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you had to be more open-minded than that. It's almost like you have to kind of look at it in an abstract way. You can't just think, oh, well, this thing is going to make me happy, or if I could get this much, then it will solve all of these other problems, when really the problem is inside of you. And so it's like you're having to look back in your past and see what situations have led you to where you are now, and why have you rejected yourself? Why did you push yourself? In a way, you've betrayed your own self by rejecting yourself and abandoning that part of you just so you could fit in, or just so you can survive and cope when you were a child. And so now it's like we need to reprogram that. So you have to go deeper than what you are seeing in the surface. The physical is just showing you parts of yourself, but that's not even a true representation of who you really are. Deep inside, there is just this wound that you know exists, that you feel like is that thorn in your side, that area that you have a hard time letting go of. And I get that that's what is kind of coming into play here. So we have the Sun. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to have realizations. You guys are going to kind of start to figure out who you are again. I feel like a lot of you have lost this passion in yourself. You've lost this creativity that you have. You guys have brilliant, inventive ideas, but you don't know how to utilize it. It's like, it's very overwhelming to look at a goal that is bigger than what we feel is ourselves. And then when we become so overwhelmed because of that big goal, we can't even do the little steps to get to that goal, because we're blocking ourselves due to this fear of this disappointment, or what if it doesn't work out? Even if I make it's like making those little steps in that direction needs to take clarity, needs to take understanding. And sometimes we don't want to feel that because that's not safe for us to know what we need or to know what we want, because we've rejected it, because we were taught that it wasn't safe to express those, it wasn't safe to go for that. And so for a lot of you guys, that is what is coming to the surface, and that is what is being processed, so that you don't really perpetuate that same habits that will be mirrored back to you. So we have here Capricorn. I feel like a lot of you, like I said, you did have goals, but it's like the reality from day to day. And a lot of you guys, you might not like the reality that you're in. And that is one of the issues, is you're not liking what you're seeing externally. You feel like this lack of instability, this not, like I said, feeling fully alive, feeling like you're in your purpose and you're doing what you enjoy. Some of you feel like you're just lacking in something, like there's like a missing piece to the puzzle. And for a lot of you guys, it's how you're treating yourself. It's the disappointment that needs to be relooked at. It's how you perceive reality versus how you because a lot of the greats, they had to envisionize what they could do for the future. But if they if they come at it from that lack or that disappointment, they're going to say, well, what's the point of dreaming big? What's the point of visualizing? What's the point of even trying to go after that? And a lot of you guys might not even be consciously aware of that. A lot of it is just a subconscious thing that we have that protects ourselves from really going out there and getting disappointed again or getting harmed again. Because not only does that disappointment can affect us on so many different levels, but it can really impact our heart. It can really impact the way that we feel, especially if we were emotionally invested into the situation that we felt rejected in or that we felt betrayed in. And that can become a very sticky situation, and it's hard to untangle all of those emotions and really look at it for what it really was, which was, for some of us, it's that ego, that what we believe was best for us and others. And we like to judge other people. They made a mistake. They did this. And it's that blame, and it perpetuates into, when we blame others, we blame ourselves, and it starts to become a whole issue. And so we start to have guilt in there, and there's a sense of shame because there's a part of us that doesn't feel worthy, which is why we rejected ourselves in the first place. And so you can see why that is hindering you to your greatness. You can see why now you're not getting the results that you want, and it's because there's this part of you that doesn't feel worthy. There's this part of you that feels that you're just going to get disappointed again. It's the stories that you tell yourself over and over again that's keeping a lot of you guys trapped. We also have the 9th house there, so it's what is your spiritual values? What is it that you're trying to create? What is it that you are trying to bring into this world? There is some kind of knowledge that you will gain and wisdom that you're going to gain from this experiences that you have felt by being disappointed throughout your life. And I feel like once you start working through that disappointment, things are going to start to move and change in your life, and it's not going to be as horrible, and you're not going to feel as stuck or get this sense of lack of disappointment every time that you have an idea. And when you do that, you self-sabotage a lot, because there's that part of you, again, that's afraid to get too big or afraid that you're going to become rejected in the long run. We also have Pluto at the bottom. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, there's like a sense of that struggle inside of yourself, having to overcome obsessions, having to look at things in a different way. So I'm going to pull the last cards here. It's going to be the Chakra Insight Oracle cards. So let's see what needs to be healed, or just what's going to be highlighted for you guys at this time. But I feel like big changes are coming your guys' way. And it's trying to force you to get out of that south node and really start to explore parts of yourself. So we have self-expression. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, that is something that is coming up for you, is figuring out what you want, voicing your own opinions, telling people what your needs are, how can they get met. And in order to do that, and in order to have self-expression, you must understand yourself first. And I feel like that is something that is kind of coming up, is you're going to have more of an understanding of who you are once you start working through that disappointment, and once you start working through that sense of feeling rejected and feeling abandoned. And creativity, wow, a lot of blue, so a lot of throat being activated at this time. I feel like a lot of you guys have been needing to work on your imagination and the passion and the drive that you have. As I say drive, I see will at the bottom. A lot of you guys, you need to learn how to develop self-control. You need to learn to see what your true potential is. I feel like some of you guys are afraid to maybe push yourself to the limit. Wow, guys, I'm not making this up. So we have here the truth card, or honesty. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, really having to get to that part of you that says, what is it that I'm lacking? And how can I fulfill that inside of myself? And again, we have communication. So all throat chakras, all of them keep coming up, and it was all throat. So I'm very heavy on the throat chakra here, needing to learn to regain back that sense of power in yourself and learn how to share your ideas with people. I feel like a lot of you guys have very brilliant ideas that you maybe want to become a writer, or there's a part of you guys that want to create something and communicate that to the world, communicate that with others, and that is something that has to do with your purpose, something that you're going to enjoy. A lot of you guys maybe are going to become speakers, somebody that does podcasts or writing books, or again, there's something that you guys have that you can communicate out there with people by using your voice in some way that's going to help transform and change other people's lives, which not only will bring you happiness because you're going to feel like you're contributing to the world, but you're also going to start seeing abundance and things coming in once you start helping others around you with the gifts that you have. For some of you guys, you could have been a singer or a musician. You could have actually had maybe you guys read a lot of books and you guys have a lot of knowledge. There's something here where it's really heavy on your throat, and that's what needs to be worked on right now. So focusing on your communication, focusing on that creative side of yourself. Some of you guys really need to start tapping back into your truth and who you are. And I feel that what is happening right now in your guys' life is you're finding yourself feeling stagnant. You're finding so many things that keep coming up. There's a part of you that feels this, again, lack and this confusion, but all of that is helping you to find your way to yourself, to your voice, to who you are, not being so afraid of expressing yourself and inserting yourself and putting your opinions out there. A lot of you guys maybe are too agreeable. Really, like I said, with that Piscean energy, really maybe go with the flow, really try to not ruffle anyone's feathers. But a lot of you guys, that is kind of something that I feel a lot of you need to do, is that learn to have that transparency and that sincerity with people, and to be able to voice and have that assertiveness inside yourself and around others, so people know where they stand with you, so people know who you are, and so you have the ability to move yourself more through the world, because I think a lot of you've had that fear of being seen and that fear of being heard. And I feel like for a lot of you, what's coming in is that you're going to get met with obstacles and things that are going to come your way that's going to make you have to open up and be open and communicative to those around you, and to be honest in order for you to actually be happy, to actually develop what you know is the truth for yourself. Because some of you guys, you've been seeking for truth for a long time, and you're having to come to learn that other people have their own form of truth, but what is yours? And I feel like you guys need to find that inside yourself, what rings true to you, and find a way that you can use that to help others. And then I feel like things are going to start manifesting and changing for you guys. So that's what I have for my Aquariuses. I hope you guys like this. Please like, subscribe, or comment below what you guys think of this reading. I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Thank you so much, Aquarius. Bye.